My father made me count to 10 before entering the basement. I just stopped at 9. The rule started when I was 6 years old. My father sat me down at the kitchen table, his hands folded in front of him, his face more serious than I'd ever seen it. "Ethan, I need you to listen very carefully," he said, his voice low and steady. "Whenever you need to go into the basement, you must count to 10 before opening the door. Out loud, slowly. Never rush it. Never skip a number. And most importantly, never, ever stop before you reach 10. I remember asking him why, the way any curious 6-year-old would. He just shook his head and said, "Because if you don't, something will know you're coming. And you don't want that, son. Trust me on this." At the time, I thought it was just another one of his weird rules, like not whistling after dark, or never leaving shoes upside down by the door. My father had a lot of strange habits, things he insisted on that my mother would roll her eyes at but never questioned. Looking back now, I realized she knew. She knew exactly why he had these rules, and she was just as terrified as he was. For 12 years, I followed that rule religiously. Every single time I needed to go down to the basement, whether it was to grab something from storage, do laundry, or fetch tools for my father, I would stand at that door and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then, and only then, would I turn the handle and descend those creaking wooden stairs into the darkness below. The basement itself was ordinary enough. Unfinished concrete walls, exposed pipes running across the ceiling, boxes stacked in corners, a washing machine and dryer humming in one section, my father's workbench cluttered with tools in another. There was nothing visibly wrong with it, nothing that screamed danger or supernatural threat. But there was always this feeling, this pressure in the air that made my skin prickle and my breath come a little faster, like the space itself was watching me, waiting for something. My father never explained what would happen if I didn't count, never elaborated on what exactly was down there that needed warning. And honestly, I never wanted to know badly enough to test it until last Thursday. I'm 18 now, graduated high school last month, getting ready to leave for college in the fall. I'd been packing up my childhood belongings, sorting through years of accumulated stuff, deciding what to keep and what to donate. My mother asked me to grab some old photo albums from the basement storage, said she wanted to put together a memory book before I left. It was late, almost 11 p.m., and I was tired from packing all day. I walked to the basement door, my hand on the knob, and started counting out of pure habit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then my phone rang in my pocket, startling me. Without thinking, I pulled it out to check who was calling, and in that moment of distraction, I turned the handle and pulled the door open. I didn't say 10. I didn't complete the count. I just opened the door at 9 and started down the stairs, phone pressed to my ear as my friend Kevin rambled about party plans for the weekend. I was 3 steps down when I felt it, a shift in the air, like pressure dropping before a storm. The temperature plummeted so fast I could see my breath, and the lights, all 3 bare bulbs hanging from the ceiling, flickered once and went dark. Kevin's voice in my ear dissolved into static, then cut out completely. I pulled the phone away and saw the screen was black, completely dead, despite having been at 67% battery just seconds before. The darkness in the basement was absolute, the kind of thick, smothering black that feels almost solid. I couldn't even see my hand in front of my face, and then I heard it. Breathing. Not my breathing. Something else. Something down there in the dark with me. Inhaling and exhaling in a rhythm that was just slightly wrong, too slow and too deep to be human. My entire body went rigid with primal fear, every instinct screaming at me to run back up those stairs, but I couldn't move, couldn't make my legs work. The breathing got closer, and with it came a smell, rot and mildew, and something chemical that burned my nose and made my eyes water. I heard movement, not footsteps exactly, but a dragging, scraping sound, like something heavy being pulled across the concrete floor. It was moving toward the stairs, toward me. "Dad!" I tried to scream, but my voice came out as barely a whisper. My throat closed with terror. The scraping sound stopped, the breathing stopped, everything went perfectly, horrifyingly silent, and then I heard a voice, my father's voice, but wrong, distorted, like it was being played through water or static. "You didn't finish counting, Ethan. You stopped at 9. Now it knows you're here." And that's when things took a turn I never expected. The rest of the story is linked below or on my channel.